and I'm sending him lots of white light. And then let's think. So then the next thing that we have going on is on, I know I'm doing something else. I think the next thing I really have going on is Scaricon in Verona, New York at Turning Point, and that's with J.V. Johnson. He's putting that whole thing together and all these major stars, and it's going to be super fun. And that's the 27th, 28th, and 29th. So go to Scaricon's page. It's just scaricon.com. Check out the different scheduling for the day, different things you can do with different stars. I will be there. You can meet me in person too. Whoop, whoop. And then I will be doing galleries on Saturday and Sunday. So get your tickets to that and join me in New York. I can't wait to meet people that are watching this stuff. And yeah, Turning Stone. What did I say? Turning Point? Turning Stone in Verona. Thank you, Karen Banks. I don't know why I said Turning Point. I know it must be a news thing. I don't know. Oh, all right. So that's at Turning Stone in Verona, New York, at the Scaricon. Okay, so then on the 30th, I am doing a radio call-in show with Sunny 97.7 FM. So they have a call-in show. I'll be doing all on air from 6 to 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And that is, phone number is 920-926-9797. So call into that through, it's all free. All right, so what I'm going to do tonight is Turning Point. It's a Bible study. Is it really? See, maybe I don't know why I had that. I have heard of Turning Point, though, I think, flipping through the channels. So what I'm going to do tonight is just pull people out of chat. And for all of the people out there that are skeptics, it's just little old me. And look, I look off to the side because like the camera are your eyes. But there's nothing down here, see? Just little old me and a floor. So what I do is I hear from God, spirit guides, people who've passed over, and I repeat to people what I'm seeing. So I'm going to pull names off of the chat room, and I will be reading people that way. So if you are elsewhere watching this other than on Facebook, you can come to my YouTube channel, and it's YouTube. Here, I'll read it to you. youtube.com/live_event_analytics ? B ? I'm just kidding. Just go to Rebecca, you go to youtube.com/C/Rebecca Foster, and then you'll bring you here. All right, so I go through everything, flipping through back and forth into this. So I do see everybody's posts, and you don't have to post 100 times. I will see you on there, and if it's supposed to come through for you, I will totally read you. I'm going to go until about 11 o'clock. My cat just scared the bejesus out of me. All right. So let's take a peek. I know some people got here super early waiting. So we've got Psy Mom. Okay, so when I read for people, again, for newcomers who've never seen me read before, the first thing that my guides the first thing I like to look for is a beach. And so the beach represents safety, security, and grounding. And I really should invite my mother to this. I should tell her that she needs to get on. So maybe I'll call her right now and say, Mom, you need to get on the, I'm going to call my mother while I'm telling you this. So what you're going to do is, because I know she forgot. She's got to have forgotten because it's late and it was early in the day. So anyway, I am going to repeat to you all these things that are on the beach and a forest and a house. Hello, I just want to let you know that I was doing this broadcast on YouTube to remind you. So I'm on right now. I just want to remind you of that. All right, okay, bye. I know my mother. Okay, so as I get across to all the symbols, I will tell you. Now, these are very quick tidbit readings, and I do these quickly so then I can read as many people as possible. All right, so let's see. We've got Psy Mom. I am just going to take a moment to come down. It has been a crazy day where you would think that a full moon was happening, and just consider yourself in a party, you guys. You're at a party, and I will read as many of you as I can tonight. Okay, so Psy Mom. Waiting here a long time. I don't even know when that post came in, but I know it was early. Move that over. All right, so the first thing for you, Simon, is that where your guides are taking me is into like an attic of a house, and in the roof it looks like you've sawed a hole or two holes into the roof, and you've pushed them open like this as if it was just a big flap indoors, and so you have this perfect view of the heavens. It's like a beautiful view, of course, especially in a starry night. There's not a breeze to be had. What this basically is telling me is that you are trying to open up your view to the heavens, literally, that you are looking for messages and answers, that you're trying to put your faith forward so that you can really have a direct connection to that. And it already looks like you're pursuing this. You're already in the process of this because I'm watching you cut the hole in your roof. I don't have to tell you to do it. You're already doing it. It also comes down to the fact that you need to pay more attention to you and more attention to what you're hearing and feeling, and then believing in what you're hearing and seeing as you're doing this, because it looks like there's a lot of distractions, and it's funny because there's no electricity in the house. It's basically saying that you just need to pay more attention to you. And you as I'm saying this to you, your energy kind of sits down Indian style, and you kind of just look up at the stars, and you're not really saying anything. It's dark, and waiting for messages. And I totally get that. I do that myself. I just sit outside and look at the stars, and it's like super peaceful. So pay attention to what you're receiving, listen to it, trust it, and move forward with it. Okay? All right. So Tracy was next, and then Lalanya currently at, oh my gosh, was it really 7:30 when you guys got here? Well, God bless you. Okay, so Lalanya and Kim Borders, they are admins of my website, my Facebook things and stuff. So go to Facebook too. It's Facebook/God's Reader, and then I'm on there, it seems like all day long. But that's a private group too, so there's constant chatting going on there. Okay, so Tracy, let's see here. Yay, Julie Harrington is a new subscriber to the channel. Whoop, whoop. All right, so let's see. Tracy, let's see here. So Tracy, the first thing that they're showing for you is that you're walking in, and you are, well, you're not walking in. They're kind of more or less showing me your earthly path. And as you are moving forward, it almost looks as if you have skates made out of money. It's the only way I can put it. And you are almost, I don't want to say they're skates. It almost looks like banana peels made out of money. And you're kind of like woo, 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 and you're trying to catch your balance, and your feet are slipping forward and back and forth as if you were walking on ice, but there's money underneath your feet. And, excuse me, you fly past your money door, and you kind of, it's like you try to catch the door and you slip. So the first thing for you, Tracy, the message would be careful finances right now. Only spend what you have to. It's so much easier said than done, but only spend what you have to. Only, don't lend money out right now, which is hard to say too because you look like you're a generous person, but don't lend money. Don't just frivolously put it out there. Make sure that everything you have, that you spend, that you invest, it all has a purpose. Don't lend it out. You won't get it back. It looks like a time of penny pinching for you, and it's a good time. It's a time to set a budget. Basically what they're saying is just be careful financially right now, that it looks like you would be in between things, and when you're in between things, it can create a little slouch, a slouch in your financial stuff. So either you or someone around you where income would be coming in normally is not coming in like that. So be careful with your money and your finances. The first thing they're telling me to tell you. Let's see here. Lalanya, I owe you and Kim a reading. All the help you guys give me. Tessina Munt McNair is next. All right. So Tessina, for you, the thing that comes through is I see you walking. So you're on solid ground, but you are in a pair of like skinny jeans with some boots laced up. You've got a t-shirt, a flannel on over it, or like one of those flannel jackets, so it's heavier. And you've got a backpack on your back and some children. You know what's funny? It looks like that the way that you are kind of hunched over walking, you kind of resemble from behind, that you resemble that homeless lady from Labyrinth when she tries to convince her to stay in that room. Looks like her bedroom and it's really not, and she's showing her all of her toys. You kind of look like that. It's not a bad thing, really. It just shows that you're carrying so much right now. There's everything on your back, and you're bent over trying to balance it all and carry it all. And so you definitely need some strength. Because I'm watching you do that, and I'm like, oh my God, my back is just killing me watching you do this. The fact that you have the skinny jeans on, we all know skinny jeans, they are overrated and they are too tight, okay? Regardless of how big they are, they're always too tight. And the fact that they're tighter means that there's a lack of self-confidence happening around you right now, that you're not believing in yourself, that you are coming down on yourself too hard. So on top of this burden that you're carrying, you also have this lack of faith within yourself to be able to carry the burden. That's false. Try to remove those jeans as fast as possible. And the boots are like combat boots, where they're big and heavy, and then they lace up the front and they go higher up your ankles. And this represents external, the feeling externally that you are being held back by either someone or a situation. And so you I'm sorry. Apparently I'm having technical issues. No, you know what? Let me get down here a second. Is this glitching on you guys or something? Let me get down here. I'm going all the way to the bottom here. Am I having technical issues? Or is Chafee just here stirring up stuff? What am I having technical issues with? What am I doing? What am I doing wrong? What's happening here? Is there you guys are going to have to tell me what I did wrong here. What's going on? All right, because I can't see it. From my end, everything looks really peachy. All right. Okay. All right, I think I'm okay, right? Okay, I seem fine. Nothing. I'm good. No glitches. Looks good here. I don't know what JV's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. Okay, well, I will just keep on going. So the combat boots, basically, for Chesina, they mean that external situations are felt. Oh, okay. All right, I get it. That external situations appear to be holding it. Perspective and perception, two different things. So definitely consider those because it looks like it would be false. And I'll also tell you what, a lot of what I'm seeing is that it's an illusion. It's not real. It's only been stuck in your head that you can't do it. Okay. Very interested. Very interesting. What's up? Terry's a new subscriber. Whoop, whoop. I'm going to do that huzzah like they do at the, whatchamacallit, Renaissance Fair. Every time somebody new subscribes, huzzah! Everybody drink. I have some tea here. Have you seen this wizard? Okay. It's just tea. All right, so let's go on up here. I don't know where everybody went. Live chat, here we go. So let's get on up. All right. So I'm just going to read people as they go. I'm telling you, this is a great place to be, because the chat room alone, I'm not reading the messages because y'all are crazy, okay? But I will grab people out of here and read. So yeah, so JV, as you all know, does the Scaricon. So lots of stars, lots of people that are going to be there. Talk to JV if you want tickets, because he the man, okay? All right. You're welcome, Tessina. Huzzah! Julie is the new... I'm going to do that every time somebody new subscribes. Okay. Ashley Elizabeth. All right. I was just listening to something. I'm sorry. It's not here. It was up here. Okay. I could see something over here, but we'll just... All right. Ashley Elizabeth. Okay, so for you, the first thing I'm hearing is just cut the cords. Just cut the cords. It's almost as if you're trying to run with a parachute behind you. And imagine on a windy day trying to run with a parachute behind you. So what your guides are saying is that you already have the wind coming at you, which you are leaning into, but to have a parachute behind you, you're really going to be struggling. So you have to figure out who that parachute is and cut them free. Cut them loose. Cut yourself free. You've already got this battle against the wind. Why try to struggle moving forward when you've got to drag somebody behind you that obviously is digging their heels in for whatever reason for you to move forward? Usually it's out of fear. Like somebody is afraid of losing another person because they know they're not doing their best in that relationship. So they'll be mean or hurtful or dig their feet in or tell the person they're no good just so that they won't pursue those things. Huzzah! How many huzzahs can we get? Ding, 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 ding. Here, you know what? Maybe I'll flush the toilet every time somebody, every time somebody, okay then, here we go. Every time somebody, does that, I'm going to flush the toilet. Huzzah! All right. So, Caroline Forth, let's read you. So, the first thing for you is, you are, yes, okay, so Caroline, I know you're at every gallery, and I read through everything, and I never get to you, so I saw you flip by, and I went, I'm doing that. I just gave him a swirly. I'm sorry. Okay, y'all, I can't read your chat. I gotta block this stuff off. Okay, so Caroline Forth. So the first thing that they show for you is you are hesitating. You've got this money in your hand and you're kind of going, okay, here you go. And you stop and you're talking to someone and actually you're facing me and you're going, okay, so it's 1, 2, and you're like counting and I'm watching you count this money and you're like, and you pull your hand back and the money and you're like, 1, 2. Each time you start counting it, you get counting less, which tells me there's some hesitance here. So this first off says that something that you're about to do financially, make a purchase or to sell or to move, where money is concerned, what they're saying is that you are hesitating because you're listening to the right voices. So don't do it. You are hesitating, and that is your guides telling you, don't do this, don't move forward. It's funny too, because as I say this, you kind of went, like, whew, like there was this massive relief, almost as if you just were, I guess, getting the confirmation, or at least knowing that you don't have to do something, knowing that that feeling that you're having is don't move forward. It looks like whatever it is that you are having a hesitance moving forward would cost you in the end. So that's pretty much the symbolism here. Don't do it. Don't invest in something that you have a second or a funny feeling about. It would be a bad thing. It would be a really bad thing. Okay. You're welcome, Ashley. Now, where was this one? Pink. I'm reading Pink. Okay, so Pink, sometimes I pick people up and I put them down. All right, so I just usually drop them because it's a lot of fun to watch, to see how they fall. Tells me a lot about their personality. And so I kind of just drop people on their beach. So Pink, I'm dropping you. And as I drop you, you don't just hit the ground and roll. Some people do. You actually alight on the ground. You just kind of slowly go like Mary Poppins. You kind of gently hit the ground. And your energy says to me, I'm not sticking around here. I'm not staying here. You all of a sudden look like you're pushing your sleeves up. Now, the fact that when I drop you on your beach, that says that you're like, I'm not sticking around here. You're aiming towards the water. Okay, don't make any quick decisions. Don't make any sudden moves. Don't do anything rash. Make sure that when you go out on the water that you have a boat, you have all the supplies that provide you the ability, the experience, the knowledge, the resources, everything that you need to make the opportunities that open up to you a success. Do not do anything to spite yourself or someone else. Don't do it. Obviously, there are unsettled things happening in your life, and your beach is not your comfortable place. It's not where you want to be right now. But at the same time, it's kind of a sit back and wait, get your stuff together, get your act together, get all the recipes for the cake, however you want to put it together. But don't make anything quick. Don't make any quick decisions right now. If somebody's pushing you to make a quick decision, then tell them that you're not ready to make that decision, and hold off. Don't do anything without seriously contemplating it. And so that is for you. Rosanna English, huzzah! She's scribed, yay! All right, let me go up here. Let me take a pic here. So Jennifer Pischke. Jennifer Pischke, let's take a peek. So Jennifer, the first thing that I see for you is that you're sitting in a room, and I can't see behind you. All I see is the room and the frontal portion of the room. So obviously they're saying that there's nothing behind you that's worth looking at or going through again. Everything behind you is closed off. It's done. No more behind you. You have two doorways in front of you. And it's funny because one, they're very lit up, like spotlights are on them, which says that you have a decision to make. You can't go backwards. You have to walk through these doors. And you're kind of sitting, like you're pulled up, and you have your knees together and your chin on your knees, and you're really thinking things through. And it's beyond sadness. It's not sadness. It's not anger. It's wherewithal. It's determination. That's the look in your eyes. And this doorway here on the right-hand side is kind of cracked open a little bit, and the other one is not. So this tells me that at some point you would have gotten up and you would have looked at this door and went, okay, so that's what's on the other side of that. That's my option. But what's behind door number 1? Like, you've already opened door number 2. What's behind door number 1? And this tells me that you aren't truly convinced yet about how to go about things, and you're contemplating taking a risk. Do it. If you know what lies behind this doorway and this one, no, take the risk. Obviously, it's been given to you as an option, and the unknown paths are usually the most growth-filled paths. So I'm gonna have to tell you to take it. Golly gee, crap-holio. You guys see me reacting to this stuff that's happening all around me. It's great. It's great. Okay. Well, let's see here. All right. Veronica Suhol. I'm so sorry if I kill your names. Veronica Suhol, let's take a peek at you. And if anybody comes through who's passed over, because I really scan for that right away. Immediately I look for anybody that's coming through. And if they come through on their own, great. I don't go looking for them, especially in this setting. It's too difficult. They really have to come right away. So I don't even know. Veronica Suhol. So for you, Veronica, the one thing that they're telling me to tell you is that you have the keys. You are holding a huge ring of keys right now. They're beautiful, sparkly, silvery, diamondy, sparkly keys. And you have one in your hand, and you look like you're looking at it going, this is it. This is the key. This is what unlocks everything. And so don't by looking at your energy and looking at everything that's going on, I have to tell you, don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Go open the unlock that door and walk through it. It's like a huge opportunity for you. And as scary as it might be, it's more exhilarating, I think, than anything from this. So opportunities that come, if you almost, when you're standing there, you're like this is something you've been waiting for. It is something that I'm ready to pull my hair back, keep this out of my face so that I know what I'm seeing is what I'm seeing. So it just basically is something that you've been waiting for a long time. Represents exhilaration and excitement and anxiousness all at once of completing it or starting something. So do it. Like, open the door, walk through it. It looks very exciting. Don't hesitate. Don't question yourself. Just go do it. Absolutely. Let's see. That's awesome. Amy Sprecht, the first thing I see around you, this looks like they're showing me babies and children and pregnancies, and you're like, no, why? But they're showing me. Hey, but some people would be very excited, so I'm not sure. I was just joking, but okay, so Amy, it's the first thing that I pick up, and when I see you, you're all kind of Mother Nature-y looking, or in like brown, lots of brown around you, which represents earthiness. And so this looks like a child that is totally destined for your family, and it feels like this child would be already within the family previously. It feels connected to you through like grandfather, great-grandfather, and the person, they smell like dirt. They smell like they would have worked the land or worked outside. They smell natural as well. There's this huge natural thing going on. I don't know if you come from a family of farmers or what, but there's a lot of greenery and lots of dirt smelling, like natural smelling stuff. Maybe he was a hunter. Hunters always love to smell like dirt, you know, to hide their smell. But this feels family. This feels like family. You also have somebody who's coming through that's, I don't know if this is for you. Hold on. I think this is for someone else. Let me just listen a minute. I think this is for someone else. So I don't want to twizzle the two because they look similar. So you may have somebody else too, but I have to see if somebody's here. Because if they're here, it might be for her. Bada bing, bada boom. Let me see, let me run through here. Is Anna here? Because, oh, Annabelle, there you are. Okay, Anna, I think this is Hunter coming through. And he's talking, and the only reason I stopped for Amy was because I looked and like, gosh, that looks like Hunter and his truck. So I'm not sure if he sold the truck or if something has happened with his truck, but he's talking about pizzas on the counter and coming home from something, coming home from somewhere. And a unity, a union. Somebody is either engaged or about to get married. And is there a Tyler or a Ty that he would be referencing? You'll have to let me know, Anna. You'll have to let me know. Okay. Let's see, what is this? Sometimes I get these things that say show or hide, and I never know what's behind it. And I always have this curious heart that I have to look. All right. So, Cinnamon R. Cinnamon, I am totally reading you. Cinnamon R. Not to be confused with synonyms, which would kind of be the same, but they're not. It's late. It's just really late, okay? It's just really late. It's been one of those days where I just wanted to go back to bed like all day long. So, all right, let's take a peek here. Cinnamon. I almost called you synonym. Cinnamon R. So, Annabelle, you're supposed to tell your husband, tell Dad I said hi. Tell Dad I said hi. And watch his toes. Or his foot, his right foot. Okay, so Cinnamon R. Start eating. Last time I was doing this, my energy just kaplunked. I almost passed out. It was actually on Beyond Reality Radio with JB about midnight my time, so I still had an hour to go. My blood sugar plummeted, and I thought I was gonna die right on camera. So I brought my Larabar this time. Cinnamon, the one thing that they're showing for you, and I had to clarify this because I had to get rid of the other energies to make sure what I'm seeing is proper for you. But they have you walking down a long hallway. It's kind of dark. The wall on your left is a wall. There's no entrances or exits here. I don't even know where the light source is coming from. You're not holding anything in your hand. It's really dark further down the hall. And all it looks like is that you have enough light to light in like the very step in front of you. What this is basically saying, now it's like a French hall too. It's very narrow. I can't see, it's like I'm seeing through this wall, so I can't see what doorways or entrances are to your right. Okay, so you, as you're walking, like I said, the only light that you have is right in front of your feet. So this is a walk of faith. This is a walk of, I don't know if I'm going to get through this. I don't know if I can get through this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm just going to know, I just know that with every step I take, something seems to light the step in front of me. So Spirit is obviously saying you're not alone, and this may be a very scary walk. It may be something you've not done before. It may be that you have no resting point, like you cannot rest. There's no time to rest. There's no doorways. There's no place to sit down under a tree. You are just walking. It's all about your faith. As you kind of like put your hands up, try to back up. You do have a guide behind you. I can't see their form, but it's almost as like pushing two north batteries ends together. That feeling of that magnetic force pushing you. You can't back up. I'm going to nudge you forward a little bit because I want to see one more thing before I let you go. And it feels like any kind of push, any kind of force forward would cause you down to your knees. And that may not be a bad thing, that if you get down on your knees and kind of just go, I am incapable of this walk by myself. Almost the feeling of just kind of being dragged on the rocks in the bottom. And that's, you know, one of the scariest places to be, but it is also the place that is the last place that you can really go before God says, okay, you are to a point now where I can pick you up and I can do this and I can mold you to exactly who I need you to be. So Cinnamon R, whatever hardships you are dealing with and have been dealing with aren't in vain. He's trying to get you to a point where you give up your will to him so he can use you the way he wants to, which is pretty cool. It's one of the best things to ever happen. Okay. No, Karen, this is not caffeinated tea. Actually, it's chamomile because I was like having a conniption fit all day long, and my heart rate wouldn't go down. So I was like, I better not drink anything with caffeine. So it's actually watered down chamomile tea. Oh, Stephanie Cromry subscribed. Huzzah! Thank you very much. All right, let's take a peek here. Crystal Farrington, first time here. Awesome. We gotta think of something for the first timers. Somebody come up with something for first timers other than huzzah for the subscribers. All right. Crystal Farrington. All right, Crystal. I'm going to drop you on your beach. I'm being told to say the words, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And as I say it, it's like one of those tennis ball machines throwing hearts, like just like throwing them at you one after another. But I'm being told to tell you, I'm so proud of you. Now, it feels like either you or someone around you would have experienced some form of breast cancer or being a survivor, but there is somebody that is trying to talk about or come through with something with all those pink ribbons. So I'm supposed to talk about somebody that would have had breast cancer and would have survived, or that would have dealt with that in their lifetime. Another bite of that. I'll ask you if I have anything in my teeth when I'm done. Okay. Hold on. Crystal. Also, this is like a little boy around you. And I don't think this is a boy that you have in your life, like a son. I think this is a child to come to you. When I watch you on your beach, he kind of runs up and squeezes you and yells, "Mama!" So this is either a child to come or a child having been lost. But I look at him and I think 3, maybe 4 years old. It's very cool. But he's around you. So, yeah. And so he's saying something about seeing grandma. I'm not sure if it meant his grandma, your grandma, or her grandma. Your grandma. So your mother, you'll have to clarify that for me. Him seeing his grandma, your mother. It's pretty cool. You'll have to comment in that. That was for Crystal Farrington. You'll have to comment and let me know what that was. Okay. C. James 1569. C. James 1569. It's funny because when I look at you, C. James, I see bulls and bears. I see like Wall Street. I see stock and money and ups and downs. Financing. That's what they show me, like people in suits. Like a downtown area. I think what they're trying to describe here, because I'm looking at it and it's more of a symbolism. It may be very well what you do, but what they're trying to describe is somebody such as yourself who has gone through life pretty much focused on the earthly things and what earth can provide, what earth is, what it does. And then something has happened to wake you up to the fact that we are spiritual beings just here temporarily. And now you're looking at things differently, like a veil has been lifted around you, that now you've questioned things, you've wondered about things, you've read, been inspired by it, but something has caused you to change your perspective and your viewpoint of the other side of things. And it looks like it's a rude awakening, kind of like a smack in the face, like, holy cow, what the heck was that? The cool thing about that is that somebody such as yourself, who would have been an earthbounder or somebody who would have been very focused on just the earthly things, is now one of Spirit's best warriors, because you are trying to unlock so many, not only external mysteries, but personal mysteries as well. And in the process, you will probably run into people whom you can help and help guide and that sort of a thing. So I guess it's kind of an acknowledgement to you that upstairs understands and is there and has got your back. And watch for pennies and feathers and dimes. Well, that's for everybody, but for you, I'm telling you to do this, part of your journey. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You'd be one of the most enthusiastic people on Spirit's side. You know, it's funny. When I was little, you know, I was at school when it happened. I was 4, and when I came home, from school, my mom said, Bampa, who was my great-grandfather, she said he had passed. And I was pretty upset. I can remember being very upset because I loved my Bampa. So I went upstairs, sat in one of those little rocky plastic chairs, and I fell asleep. And of course, this probably I wasn't there, but I remember it just as clear, where I was at my grandmother's house, and when the ambulance was outside, and I saw, you know, all these people up the stairs where he'd passed and downstairs, and when they carried him down the stairs, he sat up and he goes, "Where am I? Where are you taking me?" And I remember it. It was like crystal clear to this day. I legitimately thought I was there when they brought him down the stairs. So something occurred when I was that little. And then I saw him once where my parents, at the house where he passed, my parents were standing by the garage, and the garage lights were on, creating quite a shadow down the driveway. And I went and rode my bike down the driveway towards the darkness, and I saw him standing in the shadows with his cane and his straw hat, and it terrified me. It like, oh my God, there's Bampa, and Bampa is dead. So I whooped around and went back, and I was curious. When I went back, he was gone. So, you know, as a child, these things might be happening to people. It might be happening to your children, and blowing it off is probably not a good thing, because there's so much more to delve into. When I was 8, we lived in an apartment, and my brother and I shared a room, and I was up on the top bunk, and our bed was facing, my feet were closest to the door. And at 4:30 I woke up and I looked over the bed. I'm like, 4:30, why am I up? And I sat up in bed and I rubbed my eyes and I looked, and through the door was a woman and a child standing there in perfect white outline, everything. And she had her arm around him, and they both, like, they looked at me and they're like, hi, and they waved, and I was like, what the heck? And I did this, and they were still there, and I did the whole, am I awake? Like, I sat there pinching myself. It was like 10 minutes of time. And so I wasn't scared, but these things happen to people, and you remember maybe in hindsight, and maybe you remember them and think, oh, that must have been a dream. But when you open yourself up to these things, like see James, you realize, wow, I'm crazy. No, at least that's what I thought. But when you open yourself up, it just provides such a more beautiful way of looking at things. And so it's scary. It's kind of scary at times. Okay. All right. So whose birthday? Dara Lyons. I don't remember ever reading for a Dara. Again, forgive me if I've screwed up your name. It's been a long day. Something is definitely pulling on my energy. It's pretty crazy. I could use some caffeine right now. If I had a glass of wine, I'd probably fall asleep in front of you. Okay. Dara, and it's your birthday. Hey, Dara, it's your birthday. Okay. We won't sing. I wonder if you guys caught that on there. All right. Dara, I know it's your birthday. What I'm looking for is, okay, so the one thing that your guides are telling me is that I always tell people, if you're trying to make a decision and you hear, don't do it. It's not a good idea, don't do it. And you're like, yeah, I probably shouldn't do it. And then you hear, do it. Just go do it. Yeah, it would be fun to go do it. Don't do it. I shouldn't. But it'd be so much fun. When you're wrestling like that, they're kind of trying to get me to explain that for you, Dara. Is it seems like you've got this wrestling thing going on between your mind and your brain. And the mind is where spirit works through. The brain is where other things work through, more on an earthly level, the pleasurable things. This is more, these are difficult things, these are lessons. Like, oh God, I don't want to do, but it'll be so much fun. I know, but I shouldn't. Oh, that wrestling. And it's funny because it's almost as if like they're trying to replicate you, like being asked to go out with a bunch of girlfriends or to go out with people, and you're like, ugh. And I don't see you going out with girlfriends. I don't see you going out with people. It's like you listening to the right voices. So it's like your guides are your Jiminy Cricket. They're your conscience. They are the ones that work against the pleasure principle of life. The darker things will usually feed into the earthly voices. Don't listen to them. They're trying to get me to point that out to you. That you have that wrestling going on, which is really awesome. And having that going on, we all have it going on. But the fact that it's something that they want me to point out to you would also say that it might be, Dara, that you get more messages than you believe or that you think, and it's not all a consequence. It's like, I can't even think. I have just got like the energy drained out of me. Coincidence. It's not all coinky dink, okay? It's not. They're trying to get you to understand that you're hearing things that are helping you to make decisions. So use it and trust those things that you're hearing, and you'll find that you're right more often than not. Toey, Doug, of course Doug is working. All right. How funny. Oh, JV, you must have gotten your beer because you stopped messaging me. Oh, my do not disturb is on. All right. All right, let's see here. Toey. Let's see here. For Toey. You're at everything. Even BRR. I think I read for you a long, long time ago. Toey. It's weird. Hold on. I have to like move this energy. It's like stifling me. I'm just gonna back up a little bit. I don't know what it is. It's very heavy. Okay. I don't know why. I just wanted to see if I was seeing this correctly, Toey. But it looks like a pickup truck. And it's too earthly. I want something different. Give me a better visual of what I'm supposed to see here. No. Nope. I can't. That doesn't make any sense. It's like you're in the back of a pickup truck. And so I'm trying to back up from that and they won't let me. So they're trying to get me to acknowledge you in the back of a pickup truck. I don't know why. Maybe you legit are laying in the back of your pickup truck watching this on your cell phone. I don't know. I'm trying to back up from the whole scene so that I can see where the truck is and what you're doing. Maybe changing a tire. Okay, so if that's the case and the message is get the tires checked on your car, or that you just got the tires checked on your car, because they will. And then also, as I said that, so I must have hit that on the head. Get your tires checked. Like, check them and then have somebody watching as they roll, make sure there's no nails or something in it. It feels like it's rear driver's side tire that you're focusing on, so check your rear driver's tire. So then when I do that, they lift a bit of a veil for you, Toey, and what? I don't get that. I don't get that. That's so weird. Check the tire. And what? Oh, they just pulled it away. What was that? Check the tire and what? There's like this pink veil put over you. And the pink veil represents like a spiritual healing. The pink veil might also, I don't know what's going on with you, Toei. There's something happening that as I'm reading you, that they are only giving me so much, which means you're in the middle of something that they don't want me to talk about exactly, that it's they're giving me these tidbits and they're keeping me super focused. Like they won't let me see your beach. Excuse me. So check your rear driver's tire and deal with this pink healing, this spiritual healing. If this were me and I saw this on me, I'd go watch a really sad movie and I would allow myself to just open up, watch a sad movie and find out if there's something else that needs to come out emotionally to let go of. So I don't know if that'll help. But you've got something going on, girl. Check that back driver's side tire though for shizzle. I want to go down really quick and just, because I'm not sure which way. Interesting. I read, there we go. I am at the end here, so there we go. All right. I'm going to go up a little bit here. I'm sorry, I was... Hold on a second. Okay, I had to see what that noise was. And it was the cat. He was stuck in the shower. C'est la vie. Okay. All right, let's see. I want somebody here who I have to get a message to. So I'm just running through people's things here. Dara Lyons, did that make sense to you? Because I saw you wrote wow, but I just am reading through. All right. Okay. Catherine Jones. I'm going to read for Catherine Jones. And the reason I'm reading for you, Catherine, is you have a really your energy kind of comes out in a wave, and so you are just a very generous person with your energy and who you are. You're very generous with what you give to people, and you are not one to ask for things in return. Although it's always nice getting something in return, you don't ask for it. And I'm seeing you it almost looks like you're helping, well, you're kind of holding on. Which way is the wind? You look like you're sitting up against a tree. And I don't see you hanging on to the tree. I don't know how you're planted where you are, but you're holding on to somebody who is being pulled away from you. And I don't know how you are staying where you are. Like you're super suctioned to the ground. Like you're not moving, which represents that you are grounded. That you are you're planted well. You have good foundations, and you're holding on to someone. I mean, I would look at you and I would think, you must be somebody who counsels others or gives therapy or helps people regardless of, what you do. I would think that people would either come to you or ask for your help, your advice, your guidance. And you have this person that is crying and fighting in front of you, and they're representing it as a storm or suction that is pulling them, and you're holding on to them. So it appears that there would be somebody around you, that there are other forces at work, and you are doing your darndest to hang on to that person to keep them safe. So upstairs is just letting you know that you are, for some reason, I don't know how, you are suctioned to the ground, and that you have them on your side to help you keep this person safe. And so if I were you, I'd just keep my hand away from their mouth, because that person's probably going to bite. The way she looks or he looks, it just looks like that, yeah. All right. All right. Annabelle, you asked about his toes and they hurt, huh? That's really funny. That's funny. Okay. Where was I just at? Tara or Tara? I'm so sorry. Heezy, is it? Is it Heezy? Heise? Heezy? You're at a point right now, and forgive me again if it's Tara or Tara, I apologize. Your guides are showing you in the back of a wagon. You're kind of bouncing around, and you are at their mercy. And what this tells me to tell you is that at some point in the recent past, well, it could have been ongoing for a while, but you would have known for a long time that you had to make a decision. You had to make your mind up about something. And sometimes these are difficult decisions about our life, or which way we want to go, or how we want to do it. And we know that we have to make the change, but we put it off. We put it off. What do you put it off? And when things are meant to be a certain way, if something is meant to happen, it's what I call lightning striking. It's got to happen. And so your guides make this thing happen that you've been putting off. And it feels like we're kind of being thrown in the back of a wagon and taken off. And we really feel like we're out of control. We feel like everything is happening to us. And, it kind of is, because you really are not controlling the vehicle. Your guides are. And they take you to a place that is where you need to be. They drop you off. And so you are going through a time right now where you may feel out of control, but your guides are really bringing you to a place that is set for you. And that a rough time in the back of this wagon could mean a divorce, a breakup, a death, the loss of a job. If something was supposed to happen that would have affected your comfort, it can make it a very difficult time to choose. But if it's meant to be that way, it's going to happen. And then we feel like, oh, everything is happening to me. But it's really meant to help you. So just hang on for dear life. Sit back. You can't change any of it right now. None of it. Doesn't care what you want to say, what you've got to say, whatever your case is. The world doesn't care right now. So kind of just sit back and allow things to happen and enjoy your day instead of trying to change it. So I hope that kind of helps you out. I think, who was I reading for? Tara. I think it's Heezy. So that's for you. Okay. Deidre Leah. Deidre. Let's take a peek here. You have a past life that comes through to you right now. Maybe it'll help explain something. Usually if I'm shown a past life, it's because it's affecting a person's life now or what's going on around them. And it almost looks as if you must be, I don't know, in Ireland. And you look like a druid, like you're in a white dress and you're there in the woods and stuff. That's how you sound too. Maybe Scottish. But you look like you're with a bunch of women like that. It would symbolize to me that you would have lives, many lives in different religions. And a lot of us do. I mean, a lot of us have different lives, different regions of the world, different races, different creeds, different religions. But it looks like a lot of your lives are based on religions and their effects on people and communities as a whole. So this time around, what you would be looking at is part of your lessons being, what are the lessons that you are dealing with and learning revolving around religion and how religion affects choices and decisions in communities. Sounds weird, it sounds deep, but it looks like this is part of your choice. I don't think you probably would have lived past 28 in that lifetime. I think that would have been considered old, actually. And you also want to look back in this current life and ask yourself, what would have happened around the age, between 27, 28 years old, if you started automatically maybe just out of nowhere suffering from anxiety or stress, maybe even finding yourself opening up to different aspects of religion, paganism, that kind of a thing, and ask yourself, what has occurred in this lifetime that has maybe drawn you to druid work or runes and symbolic things, maybe even just being drawn to Ireland or Scotland or something like that. So it's pretty cool, but it's kind of a message as to why things are happening for you and what's going on. Okay. Jesslyn, I need some coffee too, girl. I'm sleepy. All right. Let's see. What is this? Okay, Love's Requiem. An awakening, it really depends on you. An awakening totally depends on how you're going to make it. When people are awakening at any point, it usually is because they have something dark that's also there causing them to see the differences in the light spectrums. It's something that would be happening in your life that you have to decide. It's just really, you don't have to have this feeling of being tired and back and forth energy. If you're going to awaken and you're going to use it properly, it means that you're going to be using it to help God. And so you can't kind of try to help one aspect and then ignore it on the next. Awakening means that you're opening up to spirit and that you would be awakening to the fact that you're here for Him. And once you do that, everything else becomes pretty clear. You don't have to go back and forth with energy. You know that, okay, there are dark things out there that are going to be attacking me today, and they might show up in the form of a person or just an energy. You could be walking anywhere. I have to prepare myself from that through a white shield or a violet flame. I have to know that I have to strengthen my faith. And one way I do that is I envision like a gold cross kind of welded to the inside of my spine. It goes everywhere with me. And I always envision Christ's light. Now, you may believe in Muhammad. You may be praying to Allah. You may be Buddhist. You have to look at your spiritual aspect. You have to look at who you pray to. And you have to think, how do I envision them in me? What are my beliefs? Where does their light come from inside of me? If you're going to awaken, you have to understand that there is light and dark. They're always at war. They're always for your soul. I mean, they're always going to try to destroy you. Always. Not the good stuff, the darker things. And so they don't want you working or awakening. They want you to think you're crazy. They want you drinking. They want you abusing things. So you can choose to be in a cave, or you can say, I'm freaking tired of this shit and I'm going to awaken and I'm working for him and I'm going to help people and I'm going to constantly choose to do this. It's just simple. And you're human, so you're going to have bad days because today was a bad day. You're going to have bad days, but you have to say, it's just a bad day. And that goes for anybody who's trying to awaken. Totally goes for anybody out there that's trying to awaken. You know, and it's funny too, because awakening means a lot. Awakening means that you are becoming clear with who you are. Awakening means that how you were raised is not who you are. It's not who you are now. It's like a coming to terms with who you are as a person and as a soul and as a child of God or a child of a horse. I don't know. Whatever your belief is, what you awaken to, that's your truth. And that's how you're going to serve people and help people. And you're going to awaken to that. And it's your strength and how you get past those horrible hurdles that want us to just die, that don't want us to be here, that want us to choose the pity party over the happiness. And believe me, there are days when I know I am overwhelmed with energy and I just want to sit and drink coffee in my pajamas all day and watch sad movies because I have too much energy that's pent up. I want to cry it all out. And you may have no real reason to cry, but your body is saying you need to cry. You need to get this out. It can come out through sobbing. You know, the other day, I've had, it's just been so crazy. The other day I left and my shepherd decided he was going to open the door. The door handle has since been changed from a lever to a knob because he can hit the door handle. And he came in the house and he peed on my carpet and my couches and my bed. And I came home and I saw the door and I went, oh no. And I knew. He just looked at me like, hey, I peed on your stuff and I don't care. That's pretty much what he did. He just looked at me like, I did it. What are you going to do about it? He about died. He did about die. But I knew I had so much energy because I bawled. I was just scrubbing pee and poop and I was washing things and my eyes were like swollen. I was just to the point. We get there, okay? You have to take what God throws at you, what life throws at you, and use those opportunities because it felt so good to, I knew after a minute that I wasn't just crying over pee on the floor. I was crying because I had massive energy to release. Comes with every bit of awakening. I'm sorry, I'm off on a tangent, but I'm hoping that they're giving me this because it's helping people who are listening. You can choose to walk your life in several ways. And, you know, it just really comes down to how you're going to walk it, how you're going to do your thing, how you're going to do your walk. I have people all the time ask, what are you on? Like, what are you drinking? Can I get some? Where's it at? Nothing, man. I am just freaking crazy. I'm like so crazy. And I love that. I love it because it's so much fun just being a little wackadoo and just having crazy energy. I mean, I sent JV a message the other night from Snapchat and he said, you have way too much energy. It was like 10 o'clock at night. And it was so damn funny. I think I laughed at it for a whole freaking 24 hours, but it was funny. All right. Okay. Who? You know what? Nikki Munoz? I don't pay attention to chat. And you know what? You don't need to be here. Okay? So you can take your nasty comments and go bye-bye. Bye-bye. Wow. That was just crazy. Who is this that she's talking about? I did address Love. I did address her. So let's just do this, shall we? I'm just going to block that comment. I don't even need to look at it. All right. some nasty comments from Nikki. I don't know who she is. I've never read for her, but she doesn't need to be here. You're welcome, love. That's funny. Okay. That is so funny. All right. Lauren Tidbits. And you guys, you know what? When I do these galleries, if we were in person, I'd be doing the same thing. I go where God tells me to go. I say what he tells me to say. When I go off on tangents, it's not because I'm just blowing off time. It's because that's where I'm told to go. I go off in a completely other place. I'm watching the movie. I'm telling you what I'm seeing. There's a purpose behind it. And there are people here who need to hear certain things without calling them out. So Nikki, if you don't understand, obviously you don't understand why I do this. But because I'm reading into a group, and I'll explain this to you, I'm not going to sit here and call people out by name that need to hear certain things. So God puts it all out there to the group so that those people get the message that they're supposed to get without being embarrassed or put down. So that's enough of that. Okay. So let's see. Lauren Tibbetts, Webster, Maine. Oh, Mass, I'm sorry, right? Massachusetts, am I correct? Is that Maine is M-E? Okay, Massachusetts. Let's take a peek. Okay, Lauren, the first thing that your guides show you, water of any kind represents problems or situations that a person sees coming at them. And so it can also represent opportunities. It just depends on how it presents. So you're not that far out. I would think it's still shallow where you're at, but you're on a boat, you're barefoot, you're in a skirt, it's flowy, and a top. And you are, it's smaller than a fishing boat. It's big enough for you, and it has a big mast on it, which is funny because, I mean, excuse me, I don't know how a sail like this would be way too big. But there's no sail on it, it's just you. You're actually facing the beach. And you're standing up on the little the bow of it, you're holding on to the mast. So first of all, what this represents is that you would have gone out, and the water is really clear too, right about where you're at, and then it looks like it may drop off. So what this means is that you are, at some point you would have gone out in the water. And I don't think that you went out in the water for yourself. It would have been for someone else. And I think from the way that you look, from the smile on your face, this looks like this would have been something very satisfying or satisfactory. Going out on the water, again, it can represent opportunities, but it wouldn't have been an opportunity for you. It would have been an opportunity to help someone else. And you did it in a wise way because you didn't jump in the water. I don't see anybody else out there right now, so you must have been successful helping someone. But you're coming back very slowly. You're kind of allowing the water to bring you back. You're barefoot, which says nothing is holding you back right now. You have no form of like maneuvering. You have no oars. So you're leaving this up to Spirit and God. You're kind of sitting back going, whenever you get me back to my beach, I'll go back to I'm fine. I'm kind of just, you're trusting it. You're taking your, and it's funny because I'm watching all this and I'm like, oh, this makes sense to me. And some people may be going, what the heck is she talking about? But basically, that within life, it's basically saying that opportunities and chances, things that you have done recently are going to pay off for you. And it almost feels as if these occurrences are helping you also to see which direction to take your life, which direction to go, what you like, what you love, what you want to experience. And so you are almost having a clear function, a clear perspective when you get back to your beach. And it's funny because if I fast forward, if I kind of pick you up and put you on your beach, you kind of, when you get on, you're kind of like, okay, so like you're ready to just clean up and get rid of the cobwebs and start off. So this looks like it's a fresh start for you too, both mentally, spiritually, physically. This is a new beginning for you that's about to happen if you haven't started it already. So this is a really positive thing, and that's for Lauren Tibbetts. feels like it's a new beginning. It's something different. It's a new change. So that is really awesome. Okay. So let me go down here. All right. And I am to the live stuff. All right, so let's take a peek here. Okay, so Diane Kratz, you can I'm explaining it well, you can understand what I'm saying. Good. All right. Sure Bronner. Sure Bronner. I'm seeing this. Sure. Share Bronner. When I see your energy, it smells like outside, like fall rain. It smells like cool weather and rain. It smells like about like 15th century. I don't know if you have like any draw or any pulls to about the 15th century, but it feels European. It feels and it's funny because people will go, oh, I love the Renaissance, or I love, I'm interested in times of the plague, I'm interested in times of Civil War. People will have either a real love or a disdain for a certain time period. And so this feels like you may walk outside on a cold, crispy fall day and smell and breathe it in and be like, oh, this smells so good out here. And you may walk out and it may completely make you feel like poop. Like you may walk outside and go, oh my God, I hate this weather. And so it's funny because it kind of correlates to the life that you lived, something that you may have enjoyed, something you might not. But it's funny because I'm looking like through trees and I can hear like clank, 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 like I can hear metal on metal. I can hear metal moving. So it's really neat. I mean, I'm talking about you right now, and I'm actually starting to get the shakes. Your energy is so strong. Like whatever this energy is that is I'm picking up on is giving me the shakes. It's really, really cool. So what I'm going to do is put up a bit of a shield here really quickly. So it's neat, I guess, maybe just to kind of let you know, and you have fun guides. Like there's this comedy thing going on around you. You have really fun guides, and sometimes that can be fun and sometimes not. Your guides are like, oh yeah, it's fine, he's okay. What did you say? Yeah. And so they're comic, they're comics a lot of times too. They get to know you and they know what you can handle and what you can't handle. So there's a lot of comedy around you too. So they're saying laughter. Go for laughter right now. Go for laughter. They keep repeating that. Go for laughter. It's really cool. It's really cool. And I try to go down. I try to go all the way down and try to see if people are all right, Lauren, you're welcome. Okay. You're welcome, Diane. Okay. Lark Swafford, I don't know guides' names a lot of times. I've had guides come through for myself and I can't remember their names. They have, and so one thing you can do is kind of do like a meditative state where you're not going to fall asleep, and just keep repeating to yourself as you're deep breathing and you're relaxing that you would like to know your guides' names. And as you're about to fall asleep, it may very well be that you will get that name. If you get it, get up and write it down as fast as you can. So, okay. All right. What is thing in the background over your right shoulder? Okay, so my right shoulder. So this way over me, there's something behind me. Amber Lind. This way or over here are you talking? This is my left shoulder. This is my right shoulder. I know it's mirrored in the video. Okay. Fortnite Mobile 69. You know what? I'm totally reading for you. I love this crazy devil may care energy that you guys bring, and you have, your energy is funny and it's whimsical and it is a little irresponsible, but it's very intelligent. And I want to tell you, you'd better, you know, I know you got the Fortnite thing going, but if I look at your energy, you really, if you could just hang on long enough to something, you could really work your way up. It feels like you have an engineering mind or a technical mind to where you can create and build and figure things out electrically. Robots, puzzles, Lego building, you know, those kinds of things where you're engineering and you're creating. So if you are not sure what you're doing with your life, or if you're trying to figure out which direction to take your careers, I would go in those ways, because it looks like it opens you up. And I don't think, I know this sounds weird too, but I see like Avengers around you, like, and I see Spider-Man, almost like Comic-Con stuff. So you need to live somewhere where this stuff is going on and where you have the opportunities to build on all of these good talents. You don't want to waste your talents. So, but I won't get into any of those tangents because I'll get called out on it. Don't care. Okay. Okay. What are we talking about here? See, this is why I cannot read the traffic. I just have to go through the names because I'm not understanding some of these messages here. Catherine, you're welcome. Perfect. Okay. I don't know what that meant. Ellie Suhal, huzzah! She is subscribed. Okay. All right. Barbara Green. Let's take a peek at you, Barbara. Okay. Barbara Green. See, this is what I need to do, is just put it up here. Then I can't see all the chatter as it's going by. All right. Barbara Green. So, did you catch that? I don't think you guys are catching this stuff on video. I looked back the other day and I didn't see any of these things that I'm seeing here. But I'm seeing them here. So Barbara Green, the first thing, making sure there's nothing there. That's so weird. Let me back. I don't know if I can catch it on camera. Oh no, see, you know why? Because I'm going to put you guys on the stairs and then you're going to be like, oh my god, there's things on the stairs, and I always know that there's stuff on the stairs. So I don't want to distract you guys either. Okay. Barbara Green, I'm going to try this again. So Barbara, this looks like a father figure that comes through for you. And so father figure, it's funny because all I hear is, hey, do you want to dance? That's the first thing I hear, is would you like to dance? Would you like to dance with me? Song. I swear to you, it sounds like Kenny Rogers. It sounds like a Kenny Rogers song, like a country song. Like Lady or something along that line. Okay, I'll turn the light on the stairs so then you guys can see the stairway, and it won't I'll just leave it the way it is. I'll just leave it the way it is. So yeah, so it's basically this father figure energy that comes through and asks to dance, like to do the last dance or to have the last dance. It's really cool. It's very cool. Okay, Tamra Deerdorf, first time here. Tamra. You have a, your energy is very, very, it's very friendly. It's very awesome. Your energy kind of feels like it's on the outside. As I'm watching you, I see this cluster of women right here, and then I see you kind of, you have like a tray of cookies or cupcakes or anything delicious, and as you walk up, the circle closes. So there's this feeling of being on the outside. Hey, I get what they're showing you, because usually that's me on the outside. Like, women always close the circle, and it's always been that way. So I get that feeling. What they're, you know, what they're saying is, do not put yourself out there for people like this. These people in this circle, they don't deserve you. They do not deserve any of those delicious looking freaking cupcakes that you've got there. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. I would take those home and I would give them to people who really, really enjoyed them. And I would cut all of my cords to these people. What's going to happen is, from what I'm seeing, see, you've learned through pain how to be compassionate to others. And you've learned that when you are looking at these women, you're seeing that they could use maybe a little happiness, maybe less drama, less issue in their life, and you walk up to them with this friendly, hey, you know, I'm here to, you know, talk or be a part of your group, and then they close it off because it doesn't, you know, misery loves company, and if somebody else comes along to shine some light on something, they'll be like, psh, no. And so they use their own personal attitudes to do that. There's usually a horrible biatch ringleader too for those groups. Usually there is. It's a sad situation, because I think that if they would open themselves up, these people that exclude you or that you feel excluded by, they'd find out what they're missing in real relationships that aren't so superficial. And the fact of what you have to offer is compassion and help, and it's pretty cool. I feel badly for these women that exclude you. Well, c'est la vie. You know what? Too bad. So sad. Go be with people who you can go laugh with and who adore you and love you, and focus on that. And don't try to fit in. Don't try to fit in. I'm the square peg too. Fitting into a circle hole there. So many messages. It's a line of shadow standing in line at the grocery store, and she moves from person to person. The shadow moves forward, shifting the next line. Tori, are you making fun of me? I really do try. I have to grab the energy that's there, otherwise I'd be sitting here all night. Lizzie, you wake up with your body vibrating every morning. Okay, I don't sure. This is definitely not a child's program, but okay. So Lizzie, I'm looking to see if there's anything that I'm supposed to tell you to help clarify this, to help you with this part of your journey. I don't see like sleep paralysis. I don't see why you would be having issues sleeping physically. Like, I don't see any physical reasons for this. I'm looking at, like, is it blood sugar? Is it, I'm looking at all the physical things. Blood sugar. You may have a low blood sugar. You may be somebody who's just, you have so much energy, you just, boom, you fly through sugars. So you may have low blood sugar, but on a physical level, I'm not seeing, it seems like it might, if you are waking up doing that, where are her answers? Like, why is this happening to her? If she's going through something. See, and I'm looking to see if you're doing astral projection, if you're jumping out of your body, if you're visiting anywhere at night while you're sleeping, and I think physically there's nothing wrong with you, but I'm wondering if you just have such a high energy. First of all, I would keep something right by the bed just to count that out, is to be a reason to feel that high vibration. But it might even just make you feel better having that. The second reason somebody might feel a high vibration or feel a rattling of their energy is because of an attachment. So the next thing I would tell you to do is to do the Archangel Michael prayer. You can go online and find out about it, cutting of the cords prayer. And it's basically just asking Archangel Michael to come and to cut the cords of those things, living, dead, or otherwise, that wish to do you harm. And then watch as he uses a big sparkly blue sword, and watch him cut all the cords down each side, left, front, back, right, feet, and across the top. And envision and feel it at the same time. So you're seeing it falling and you're envisioning them falling at the same time. And then allow that to happen and see if that helps between keeping, making sure your blood sugar is up, but at the same time cutting of the cords to get rid of whatever might be attached to you, because that would be the only thing physical that I'm seeing that it could possibly be. Okay. Jesse Garcia, any babies in my future? Yes. I see a baby girl. When I see children coming down, please don't tell anybody I do this. I have been swamped by women's birthing pages in the past. I won't do it anymore. But they look like chutes that come down, like slides. And there is a baby girl sitting on the chute. There is an older brother behind her, and then there's another gentleman behind him or next to them. And I look at him and I think, gosh, he's got to be in his late teens, early 20s. So I don't think that his soul would be coming down. This might be somebody who has been lost in your family, that you've lost, that would be that age now, or was lost at that point. Excuse me, who's like I said, late teens, early 20s. And then this little boy is pushing her forward like, it's going to be okay, just go down. So I would say girl, boy. But it also feels like there's other children around you that are either stepchildren or nieces and nephews around you quite a bit. So there's a lot of children's energy around you. I don't even know who that was for, because this is gone. I did. Courtney Gonzalez, I did. I told you it was a long time ago. But again, you know what? I went secretly to those gender pages and I got on all of them under a secret name and I started reading people. And so I just did gender readings, and because you know how those gender pages, that's what people go on to do, is have a boy or a girl. So I would secretly do all of those things under there. Didn't never tell anybody who I was, but I did that for years on a lot of different pages. And I won't do that again. That was insanity. I was going to read somebody here. Joyce Ward, I read who jumps out at me. And all I can tell you right now is that I'm supposed to hand you like a dozen roses, a dozen flowers. I'm supposed to give them to you across the kitchen table for a vase. Looks like a tablecloth, like one of those plastic tablecloths, you know, you put over that's recyclable, or one, you know, just nothing super fancy, but it looks like a plastic tablecloth and a vase, and I'm supposed to hand you a dozen roses or a dozen flowers across the table to you. They're for you, and I'm supposed to say happy birthday. So that's for Joyce Ward. There was somebody here, Lorena Cortez. I have to read for you because you are remaining faithful. Lorena, first of all, I'm supposed to tell you that your walk alone has been a heavy stride. That it's funny, as I'm watching you walk, you've got all of these family and these people around you, but as you're walking, there is this thing going on where you're walking alone. You're doing something alone. You're experiencing something alone, even though you've got people around you. And it's basically saying that you may have a lot of people around you, but you feel alone. And that your walk would have been heavy, a heavy stride. As every time you walk, you've got these iron boots on, and every time you move, I mean, the boots are heavy. They would hurt your legs. They would hurt your feet. And what this is saying is that you would totally, at this point, feel held back, completely prevented from moving forward, just totally restricted. And there is a boy in your arms. This must be your son. And he looks like you in every way except because he's got the cheekbones, everything. I think the only way he looks different than you is the eyes. Your eyes are very deep, like pools. Even maybe a little recessed with a nice crease in the top or something, but your eyes are they're very deep, like dark and deep. And his look more like almondy. Curious. They're not as deep as your eyes have seen. And I'm also supposed to tell you that he is forgiven. He is forgiven. Something you having witnessed, that he is forgiven. So that is for you. I don't know who that was for. Cortez. Something Cortez. Kelly Jones. Huzzah! She just subscribed. Whoop whoop! Kelly Jones, take a trip. Get in the car. Don't figure out where you're going to go. Just kind of do it. Just do it. And it's funny because as I watch you it looks like a little Volkswagen. And you get in the car and you sit down and you're like, okay. Like you're like in the car. Now what do I do? Where do I go? It's funny actually. Because it almost looks like you're about to get back out of the car, like you aren't dressed or you forgot your shoes or something, like you really want to go somewhere. And it's funny because it's like they're saying, go on that trip, go experience that. I feel like you don't go anywhere that way. You're waiting for someone else. You're waiting for someone else to get in the car. You're waiting for your shoes. Huh. No, wait a second. Because if you're barefoot, you're waiting for shoes. No. Why would you be waiting for shoes? You're too young. Like, you're too... There's something fresh about you. Can't be waiting for shoes. Almost like waiting for the next shoe to drop. Waiting for something bad to finally happen. Just like it could be too good to be true. Things are just going too well. Don't wait for someone to hold you back. I don't see anybody around you. That's what I'm saying. You're barefoot. So obviously that you want to go do something, but at the same time you may not be completely convinced about it. So, but don't wait for something to hold you back. Just do what your heart is telling you to do. And if it means that people want you to go one way and you're not feeling it, go the direction that you feel you should be going. That's where your heart is. Don't do something based on what everybody wants of you, because you'll be miserable for the rest of your life. That's for Kelly Jones. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm flipping through really quickly. You're welcome, Lorena. Lorena, that was your name, Lorena Cortez. Anita Fallon. Let's vibe on you really quickly. Anita Fallon. Anita. I don't know which reading you were talking about, so we'll get a fresh one on you. I want to go out to eat. That's when I look at your energy, Anita, I want to go out and eat. I seriously want to go sit down somewhere and get a glass of wine and eat a huge plate of nachos. I don't care what kind of, it's like beef or chicken or pork. I just want a humongous table-sized thing of nachos and some wine. That's what I want to do. It's too late for that though. You are the one thing that they want me to show for you, other than wanting to go get food and wine, and I don't know why they're showing me that, so maybe it's an inside joke between you and your guides, but you are at the base of a mountain and you've got like the little spiky mountain climbing shoes on, and you're prepared. You're like ready to climb this mountain, so you're ready for whatever life throws you right now. You're prepared for, I'm going to climb this mountain. It's going to be hard. This is going to be so hard. How am I going to do this? I don't know how. I mean, hopefully I get a break, or hopefully something falls into place. And it's that kind of a thing. Like you're looking up going, throw me a rope. Somehow help me out here. And as you are about to take your first step, this mountain almost looks like it's having a bit of a sludgy thing. Like it's rolling out below your feet. It's moving below your feet. And so, what are you guys talking about? Something facing you? I have to go back and look at this. Let me see. What time did you say that? Does it give me like a screen time? No, it doesn't. I never see anything in the playback. So it may be something that is picked up. But for you, Anita, as you're starting to take a step, it's almost as if under your foot, this sludge comes down and your foot rolls back. So you would feel like one step forward, two steps back. You would feel kind of defeated, or you would start to feel as if it's like, where am I going? Like, why is this not going my way? If I'm supposed to go this way, why is this not working? Well, there's two explanations for that. You're prepared to make this mountain climb, which means you're supposed to do it. But I'm wondering if your soul is picking up that you have to do this climb, but you're ahead of the game. Like you are moving too quickly. And if that's the case, I would say just sit back and slow down and wait for things to fall into place. When something is blessed by God for us to do, the doorway just opens. Things just fall into place, literally fall into place. Okay, I'm going to turn the light on so that you guys can see what's actually behind me. But I don't see anything. Everything that I have seen is off to my peripherals. I'm not hearing anything behind me here. So let me do that. There. Okay. Do not mind my squishy clothes. Okay. All right. So much. Kara Wirtz, did I already say that for you? Huzzah! All right. Wait. Oh my gosh! Look at all you guys subscribing. That is awesome. I don't see anything behind me, and I can see that. Okay. Oh my god, it is so awesome, all of you. Okay, Jay Vega. I just want to know why I'm so sick. Well, let's take a peek. I'll do a little bit of a health scan on you. So Jay Vega, let me find you. All right. Okay. Well, first of all, Jay, before I even get past your head, my sinus passages, the hairs in my nose, everything that is supposed to protect you from breathing certain things in, this just looks like this is wackadoo up through my sinus cavity. Like this right here is not protecting me, and for some reason this seems to be like one of my major issues right here. One of the major issues is up through the sinus cavity. And then I don't know if it would be tonsils, legit like adenoids and tonsils, but what they were wanting me to point out is the glands. And so lymph nodes, glands, white blood cells are high. So I'm wondering if you've got like an autoimmune. Because it looks like your body is consistently, I'm looking at lymph nodes. Lymph nodes look as if they would maybe they'd swell and then go down. So it would be maybe painful armpits, groin area might react once in a while. But when I'm looking at you, the way that the glands seem to be either swollen or, I don't want to say infected, I just want to say swollen, like they're really working overtime, I would think autoimmune. And so you would want to be tested for something like Hashimoto's or something where it would affect your respiratory, because this is where I'm picking up. So it would start with sinuses, lead into the throat, but I'm thinking autoimmune. I don't believe it's cancer. I don't believe anything like that. If it were cancerous, they'd show me a tumor, or they would show me something else. But being that your white blood cells are increased, your body is consistently trying to fight something off, and it doesn't look like it has any kind of waiver to it, which means autoimmune. So go get checked for autoimmune diseases. So that's for J Vega. And it would lead also to fatigue. So you don't want to just say, oh, it's chronic fatigue, because there's all sorts of different autoimmune that fatigue seems to be a symptom of. So once you get that figured out and narrowed down, that will help. And having them start with where respiratory, sinus passages, anything that would affect that, Hashimoto's, that would affect lungs. So if you have difficulty breathing, you know, finding out what they can test for along that line would be that's where I would start with you. All right. Let me jump down here. Okay, Lit, you're asking if there is witchcraft in your life. I'm just going to tell you what. Okay, first of all, he who is in you is greater than he who is on this earth. So I don't care what person is doing what around you, if it's witchcraft, if it's voodoo, I don't care what it is. What you have inside of you and within your heart, what you have welded to your spine, your faith can fight off anything that somebody else throws you from the dark side. It comes down to faith, and it comes down to what you believe. So if you've got any kind of witchcraft going on, if you believe somebody's got witchcraft on me and they're cursing me, then everything bad that happens during the day, you're going to blame on somebody cursing you or casting a spell on you. And it's going to be like crap. It's going to constantly hit the fan with you. You're going to justify things that may not be true. And even if they are, don't do it. Don't let them have that power. You just put your barriers up. So do that. Felicity Perez, will your delivery go well with your first daughter? Yes. You know, I would definitely, if I were you, you look like you have really narrow hips. I'm going to just tell you, don't lay down for anything. Bounce, dance, get a ball, and every one of those contractions you move. Do not sit down, okay? You do not sit down. Exactly. Thank you. Yes, amen is right. Hope. You closed the screen, huh? Okay. Hope, you know, you're funny because your energy is funny, but you do have a cheerleader section going on all on your own. Like you are a cheerleader section all on your own. You remind me of, you know, in the movie Bad Moms, the blonde, whatever her name is. She does all those TV commercials. She's married to Dax or Zach or whatever. She's funny. She played Anna in Frozen. Your energy reminds me of hers. And it's funny and laid back and quiet, but there's like this major crazy firestorm going on inside you. You are a funny, balanced person. And I think one of your biggest paths right now would be educationally. It would be to pursue education and continue education. I would think you would be great at nursing. You probably would be good with children, but they'd probably drive you nuts after a while. It would be just too much. But nursing and healing people would be an excellent avenue for you, especially like working maybe with infants in a baby section, that kind of a thing. What was I doing before that though? I was reading somebody else about their narrow hips. How did I get so distracted? I was reading someone about her narrow hips and I said yes. Oh, about the ball thing. Okay, I did answer that. I didn't get distracted. I was like, why did I just stop talking to her? Okay, I have a couple more that I'm going to read and then I will call it a night. Sherry, you will have grandkids one of these days, but the kids have a lot of things to get through on their own before they have children. Babies decide by their parents what they have to learn. So, Diane Gutierrez. Diana, for you, there are certain areas where you need to turn the lights on, and there are certain areas where you need to turn the lights off. And basically what they're saying is you know already which rooms you need to walk out of and turn the lights off. You need to just not look back. You need to stop trying. You need to stop getting frustrated with people who aren't going to change. You're trying so desperately to hang on and help people, and they're not going to listen. They're not going to move in the direction you want them to, and you're getting frustrated. And part of that, it looks like, is because it's not that you're angry, it's that you're trying to set some people up or someone up to succeed, and they don't want that help. It's time for you to turn the light off on that situation. It's so hard to do sometimes, but you're having to cut some cords right now of your own. This feels family related. So know when to start turning on the lights in the new rooms. It's going to better your health, your mind, your happiness. You really need to laugh more. You need to laugh, and you need to laugh in a way that you know is a real laugh. It's satisfying. Like, I just got rid of a huge pile of dung, and I'm not going to worry about it anymore, and I'm a happy camper, and I'm just going to laugh. And so just know when it's time to call it quits. Just know when it's time to call it quits. I want to read everybody. I want to read everybody. Everybody needs a reading. Volsfangel? Vols Fangal? Vols Fangal. I got it. Okay. Vols Fangal. You are definitely somebody who dances to a different drummer. That's for sure. I'm looking at you going, don't ever change. Like, you're a very private person. You don't open up to people very well. Like, you don't allow people in often. Most people are acquaintances. You are very careful about who knows who you are. This can kind of gets lonely with that, because those people who know us really, really, really well enough to blackmail us well, we outgrow them after a while, and we're left with a lot of acquaintances. So it's really up to you to find somebody who your energy just melds with on a friendship level, a platonic level. You need that. It's very important. And it's funny that as crazy as your energy is to dance to your own drummer, you hold a lot of fear, and you carry a lot of fear when it means starting off something new, doing something different. I just say just do it. Like, don't worry about it. Who cares? Go off and start it. Like, get off on the water and just go seek out the opportunities. It looks like personal fear or lack of self-confidence prevents you from accepting a lot of positive opportunities. But don't do that because you'll regret. Don't regret. I will read, I think, 2 more people. I heard it too, Cotton. My cat's hearing it too. What is this? Okay. Let's see. You know what? And before I go too, you guys can always, you can go to my website. You can email me there as well. It's RebeccaFoster.co. There's a whole bunch of them. They all lead to the same place. And I do go back and I read through these as well. And I grab people who I didn't see that have messages as well. And where did that go? I just saw somebody that I was supposed to, oh wait, lovely Libra. Okay, so you're actually crawling right now. Like, as I'm watching you, your energy is crawling, and you're what appears to be crawling towards an oasis. And an oasis, like a mirage almost, where it's not really there. And you are asking, you're like, I'm thirsty, I need some water, I need something to drink. So the fact that you're crawling towards an oasis, you're in a hot, dry area to create that. Okay, so you're being broken down. And it's funny for you, if you're a Libra, this is why I don't require, this is why I don't like birthdays. I don't want to know a person's birthday. But knowing this also makes sense as I'm looking this going, Libras are so balanced. They really do, they're really able to maintain knowledge-wise, spirit, mind, everything. The only thing with Libras is that they tend to be more in their own heads. So they think more on a logical, earthly side rather than the spiritual, being crazy side, having fun, spontaneous kind of stuff. Well, not spontaneous, because Libras, they are spontaneous, but the lovey-dovey, squishy side. And that may be what they're saying that you need to do right now, is to know that you've got the logical, rational aspect of who you are down pat. I mean, you got this covered. It's saying, okay, what do you want from me? You want me to be more like this? You want me to be more PDA, more squishy? You want to see more of my spiritual, squishy, vulnerable side? Because that looks like what is being, that's what's being asked of you right now, is to be vulnerable, to be honest and open and just share your feelings with someone. Somebody is asking of you to be vulnerable and to open up and share. It's pretty interesting. Okay, so again, let me think. So Ashmore Estates tomorrow, the Scaricon 27th, 28th, 29th, Turning Stone, Verona, New York. Galleries there, super fun. On the 30th is a radio show, and that is 920-926-9797. It's 97.7 FM, Sunny FM. It's Heather and Nick in the morning. It's super fun. Call in. And trying to think. Contact me on my website. You can go to midwestmedium.co, RebeccaFoster.co, GodsTool.com. They all lead you back to the same place. And just remember which one's easiest to remember for you. Message me. And I do have a lot of people to get back to. And this week I meant to get back to a lot of people, and I did not. October is just really difficult. So I will do my best to get back to people if you email and stuff. So I thank you all so much for a super night. It was super fun. And thank you for letting me share my gift with you. And I thank God for giving me the ability to share this stuff with you guys as well. So you guys have an awesome night. And thank you so much for joining me. Take care. And I will hopefully see you guys at the next gallery. I believe that would, let me see here. Do I have it on here? No, I don't. I have a gallery that is posted on my YouTube page. So go to youtube.com/C/.